Hello and welcome to Synthetic Oil Info. In this video today we're going to examine AMSOIL's Signature Series 0W-30 gasoline engine oil. This oil sits at the top of AMSOIL's gasoline engine oil line as annotated by the Signature Series label. If you see Signature Series on any AMSOIL product, that is the very best product that they offer for that particular line. And so the 0W-30 is part of that gasoline engine signature series, and the other oils that are in that series are a 0W-20, 5W-20, 5W-30, and a 10W-30. And like I said, these are the absolute best gasoline engine oils that AMSOIL makes. And the reason that I selected the 0W-30 as the first oil to examine is for many years this oil sat by itself as the only oil in the Signature series, and it was the absolute best oil that AMSOIL made. And it used to actually carry a 35,000 mile drain interval. But a couple of years ago, AMSOIL made a pretty smart decision. They took all the other oils that were in their 25,000 mile family, and they brought all of them up to the Signature Series formula specification where the 0W-30 had already been sitting. And the most important number that you can look at on those oils is the total base number. It's called TBN, and the TBN is an additive that is added to the oil, and it's a measurement of that oil's ability to withstand acid formation in the crankcase and in the oil itself. The higher the TBN number, the higher that oil's ability is to work with and withstand increasing amounts of acid formation, which is a byproduct of the combustion process in a gasoline engine. So the TBN number in these is really high. I don't know if there's another oil on the market that has a higher TBN number. These are 12.6. And so this is what allows the Signature Series oils like the 0W-30 to run for so long before you have to change them. I've been using the 0W-30 in all of my automobiles since 2006, and on my own personal 2004 Chevy Silverado, I've been running that oil along with an AMSOIL bypass filter, and I've really only changed the oil once, and that was just this year. The oil analysis finally came back from the laboratory telling me that I needed to do something with it. I probably could have just changed both the primary and the bypass filter and added back probably about 3 quarts of oil and been okay, but I just felt like it was time to go ahead and change out all that oil, even though I really didn't have to. And that was more of a peace of mind issue for me. That oil had been in there for about 6 years now, and probably approaching somewhere close to 100,000 miles. But all that's possible because I was running the very best oil, the best primary filter, and I was also using a bypass filter. And checking it all on an annual basis with oil analysis, which is also available from AMSOIL. So just again to highlight 0W-30. Now you're not going to find very many automotive applications that call for a 0W-30. There's a few that are starting to come on the market now, but if your vehicle calls for a 5W-30 or even a 10W-30, do not be afraid to use this 0W-30. The reason most automotive manufacturers don't call for a 0W-30 is really about the only way you're going to get a 0W-30 is with a synthetic. And most manufacturers just don't want to spec a synthetic because of the cost. But it really does give you the broadest range of protection. The 0W winter rating allows that oil to flow exceptionally well at cold temperatures, and the 30 weight warm rating gives you that full protection of a 30 weight oil when you're running in even the hottest temperatures. So regardless of where you live, even if you live where the climate is warmer, and your winter temperatures, like here in Atlanta, we get down to 20. But even if you get in, even if you don't get colder than that, this is the broadest range 30 weight oil that AMSOIL makes, or that anybody makes for that matter, that's going to give you the best coverage over the broadest temperature range. So I definitely want to recommend this as a number one pick oil for the AMSOIL family. If your vehicle is calling for a 30, either a 0 or a 5 or a 10W30. Now the 5W30 and the 10W30 that are in the Signature Series line are absolutely just as good of oil. They just don't have the 0 winter rating, and so they're not going to flow quite as well when the temperature is low. So that's why I start off with the 0W30 for any vehicle that specs a 30 weight oil of any viscosity. So that's it for right now. I'll post a link below for where you can order this oil from AMSOIL. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the site, and I'll get back with you as soon as we can. That's it for now. Thanks for listening. My name is Tom Brown, and check back to Synthetic Oil Info often, as we post videos on a daily basis trying to help you get smarter about synthetic oil and why you should be using it in all of your automobiles and any equipment that requires lubrication. All right, thanks a lot for listening. That's it for today.